The first ever All-Ireland football final, Bloody Sunday, the 47th final at the Polo Grounds, Galway's 3 in a row, the epic battles of Kerry and Dublin through the 70s, milestones in the history of the GAA. But over the past 12 months, a new chapter was written in the book of Gaelic games, a chapter that will surely be headed the year of the draw. An extraordinary year by any standards, highlighted by those epic Dublin-Meath encounters, but there was so much more besides, and this exceptional year in football is captured in this video. The first major match of the year was the National League final, and this was a match which created a special interest. It involved Dublin and a resurgent Kildare, now under the charge of the great Mick O'Dwyer. Needless to say, Kildare supporters were at Croke Park in their thousands to see if their side could crown their newfound form by taking the title.
Fingertip on to Vinnie Murphy, seeking a rapid reply. Oh dear, it's a magnificent goal! Oh dear, I'm sure he was going for a point, but he's found the top right-hand corner of the net.
Well, when Vinnie Murphy gets possession here, he obviously goes for a point, and the ball drops low across the goal and right into the far corner. Very hard for Niall Connolly to have done anything with it.
Mick O'Dwyer you see in the background there with the Kildare team of selectors. He's done a really marvellous job, of course, to bring his team through to this national final. He's boosted the hope and confidence of a great footballing county. Football support may have been lying dormant for some years, but it's certainly come alive in the past 6 months. Martin Lynch knocking one on brilliantly to Darragh McKevitt, the team captain, striking with his left boot, accurately so, and there's another one. Kildare's second point has come from the team captain, from Nace Darragh McKevitt. McKennedy towards Vinnie Murphy, superb handling, glue-like fingers he held onto it, but the pass intercepted by Bill Sachs. 30 metres out from his own goal, into the centre again, a very congested centre. He breaks onto Tom Harris. Getting by him, and here is would-be challenge. Darragh McKevitt opening up the play on the right-hand side, taking Kieran Walsh out of position. Perhaps there's a gap in there, which they might well exploit. Oh, it's a great save by John O'Leary of Charlotte Gilroy. There was a gap, there was a shot, but it was a fantastic save. Well, not for the first time, John O'Leary has saved Dublin's colours. And finally it's Bill Sachs who intercepts that attempted pass forward by Charlie Redmond.
A great chance for Kildare here to get a goal, and a brilliant save by John O'Leary, out very fast.
Yeah, one of the saves of the season so far by John O'Leary. Now Paul McLaughlin nonchalantly knocking it forward into the path of Darragh McKevitt, who's really started to move away from the full forward position, which is suiting Dublin in a way, because they are bringing men forward like Tommy Carr here. Here he is now, 45 metres out from the Kildare post, across towards Donald McCarthy's wing. Trying to get by David Dalton's challenge. Good block down, but it falls nicely for Vinnie Murphy, and he adds to the goal that he got in the 6.5 minutes. All the Dublin scores so far coming from play. Indeed, the entire set of scores in the match coming from play. The hop favours Tom Harris. Paul Carr trying to get back in front of him. Harris knocking it across, but only as far as the very vigilant and alert Mick Deegan. He reads the game so well. Good long lengthy ball down to the two-man attack. Mick Galvin and Vinnie Murphy, and it's John Crofton who's read that situation well. The pass doesn't go anywhere, however, except as far as Charlie Redmond on the 45-metre line, knocking one in towards Takshidi, and it's gone over the bar. Goodness me, Jack Sheedy hit it instinctively, but couldn't keep it down. Brilliantly fetched by Martin Lynch. Inside for Kerrigan. Dowling in a very advanced position. Hit with the left boot. Oh, comes off the crossbar. Very unlucky. Back down to Charlotte Gilroy. Fisted, and it's touched over by John O'Leary. Well, so near it yet so far. They get the point. It's a consolation score, but they might well have had a goal. Dublin conceding 14 frees so far in the second half, and Mick O'Dwyer and his team hoping to capitalise a bit more on it. I think he realises now they're really in with a big chance of lifting their first National League trophy. A tall order for a team that came up from Division 3 just 12 months ago. This is Seamus Dowling, the free man. Fisted away by Mick Kennedy. Could have gone anywhere. Instead it goes into the arms of Mick Deegan. A real little pickpocket of a player. Out here it goes to Paul Curran. Knocked into space, but they're really hitting the ball hopefully, and Paddy O'Donoghue was mopping it up. Kerrigan, back to Paul McLaughlin. Driven in, there's the minimum in this game. McLaughlin defiantly raises that left fist. His 5th point of the match. And now there's just a solitary point in it. But right now, it's Dublin who lead by a point. Tom Harris, carrying the weight and expectations of an entire county. On to McEvitt, off the post, and agonisingly wide. Left-footed outside towards Vinnie Murphy. John Crofton lets it behind. It runs on over there, and that's Jack Sheedy trying to round Paddy O'Donoghue. Kieran Duff was waiting for it. Again, a couple of valuable seconds will be used up here. Jack Sheedy, the injured party. A minute and 20 seconds played now. Vinnie Murphy, a goal and a point to his credit. Waits inside as Charlie Redmond prepares to take this free for Dublin. He's hit it well, Charlie's put it over the bar. Well, a time to get your first point of the match. It may well be the point that would ensure Dublin's victory. That it is, because the referee has called for the ball, and it's the Dublin fans and the Dublin players who are in celebratory mood.
Well, Kildare narrowly failed in their bid for the league title, but the portents were good for the championship. More about that later. However, by far and away the big tie in the opening round of the Leinster Championship was the clash of Dublin and Meath on June the 2nd. No strangers to each other in Leinster finals. The new Opal draw had now pitched them together right at the start of the championship. For one of them, there would be an early end to the summer, or so we thought.
Listed down. To Jack Sheedy, with inviting Liam. Oh, it's a goal! A goal for Dublin. A mistake in the Meath defence. Mick Galvin may well take the credit. I remember him scoring a goal in a major match against Meath a couple of years ago. This, after just 5 minutes, hit in by Jack Sheedy. What a great first season he's having. This in his championship debut. Watch for Galvin coming across as that was fumbled by Robbie O'Malley, and it trickles in over the line. Martin O'Connell. Big Deegan is here as Dublin player. Dropped in towards Tommy Dowd. Colin O'Rourke there as well. O'Rourke who catches it. Kieran Walsh trying to get back. Hayes had moved into an advanced position, and the referee has signalled that it's a penalty. Liam Hayes pushed down, it seemed, Brian Stafford against John O'Leary. He's curled it in. An expertly taken penalty. Keith Barr, the free taker. Paul Curran taking it against Terry Ferguson. A good solo forward. Colin Coyle trying to get in with a challenge. The shot, and it's gone over the bar. We're really seeing some superb football, some great scores from both teams. And that's Paul Curran's second point. There's a minute of injury time gone now. 1-12 for Dublin, 1-11 for Meath. Sean Kelly trying to sew up an equaliser. It's got to be from here. Stopped by Mick Deegan. Rolling forward. PJ Gaelic kicking. Down is in there. And it's half time. It's up over the bar. They're level. And PJ Gaelic has sewn up this game. It looks like going to a replay. Brilliantly blocked down, but it still runs on towards Donald McCarthy. Martin O'Connell trying to block his paths to goal. Robbie O'Malley well positioned as well. Support required. Jack Sheedy coming in, and the referee saw the foul by Martin O'Connell on Jack Sheedy. Outside of the boot on this occasion. Same result. Dublin leading by 1. But they might have something yet, because the Dublin marking was very slack. Here is Leighton getting in there with a telling challenge on David Beggy. Clark trying to get goal side as well. Likewise Jack Sheedy half blocked it down. Meath needing the score to bring this match back to equality. Colin O'Rourke went by, and Keith Barr can only laugh at the decision. A blustery wind which is now blowing away to his left-hand side, but in spite of that, he stuck to his task, and these teams are level again. Terry Ferguson. Here on Duck. Over a half a minute of injury time to be played. And two Dublin players going forward. And in the end, it's Colm Coyle who gathers as they get in one another's way. It's an amazing miss. That should surely have been a score for Dublin at the other end. A cool head was required and a little patience. Colm O'Rourke has held it up. Fouled by Keith Barr. And Terry Ferguson was waiting for it to come his way. Meade really stretched at the back. Spinny Murphy against Martin O'Connell. Murphy has got it. Oh, it's stopped by McQuillan. Murphy again a second chance. The defence having to be disciplined, not concede anything. It spills loose. And it's come out to Colm Coyle again. He's been fouled. That is an amazing sequence of events. McQuillan is a definite hero after all of that. Bernard Flynn. Meade with the advantage of the wind. Hit inside to David Beggy. Trying to go round, and it's hit inside brilliantly by David Beggy. An instant response by Meade. Dublin with just 1 point to show for extra time so far. That at the very start of this half. Wind into Barney's face. Liam Harnan in there. It's a goal! It's a goal, and Jack Sheedy is the goal scorer. From Barney Rock's free kick. The rain thankfully now giving way to sunshine. The shadow of the Hogan stand here lengthening. A light shadow of that. Sheedy, a very businesslike Dublin team, engineered a fine score. Sheedy's second point, and now Dublin lead by double scores. 10 minutes to go in the third match between Meath and Dublin the league champions leading by 5 points. Meath trying to come back. Hagen has had an excellent match. Coyle pressing forward, chipping one in, and it's a goal by Bernard Flynn. Oh, it's precisely what the game was required. Just 2 points the difference. A goal after 25 minutes of the second half. Both sides scrambling for possession. A real confrontation. Stafford kicks it in towards Bernard Flynn. He hasn't scored a point. He managed the goal. They've got a free. They've got a free. The referee has whistled. The ball's gone over the bar from Bernard Flynn. He didn't hear the whistle. Such was the noise around this cauldron of excitement that's Croke Park this afternoon. This to be it. Will the game go to extra time? Will Dublin win it by a point? Right in front of the goal. But he's a good 40 metres out. Maybe 38 to 40 metres out. He's missed quite a few frees. He did kick 3 of his 6 points. After a minute and 20 seconds of injury time, he's put it over the bar, and we seem destined for extra time once again. The sides are level. It's Meath 1-7, Dublin 10 points. So the referee restarting. 15 minutes each way, and I can tell you that Charlie Redmond has been reintroduced for Dublin. First time this afternoon. As Coyle's going through, it's a goal! Oh, straight away, Colm Coyle has scored for Meath in the opening 20 seconds of the first period of extra time. He created the goal initially for Bernard Flynn in normal time, and now he's goaled himself. What they could not do in the closing stages. Jack Sheedy. In a tie which is at least destined to go 4.5 hours. Back to Redmond to Sheedy. Can he get a goal here? Stopped. Somehow kicked in. And it's a goal by Paul Clark. So a goal at each end in the opening 3 minutes, 2.5 really, of the extra time period.
Willing to work very, very hard. Here he did everything. Unlucky not to get the first kick into the goal. Ball broke loose to Paul Clark and well put away for Dublin.
That's Declan Sheehan trying to make headway against Liam Harnan. The foul, but quickly taken free. Tommy Dowd with Corran back there. McNally wanting it. Corran trying to make a better angle, and he's kicked a magnificent score. He's kicked a beautiful point, and Dublin and Meath are level again. Galvin against a depleted Meath team. Arnon against Charlie Redmond is run on here beautifully for Curran. Can he put it away? He's put it over the bar. Paul Curran had a goal opening. He was content with the point. McEntee and Keith Barr reaches Gaelic. Jack Sheedy trying to limit his space. Colin Moore trying to get away from Nick Kennedy into the clear. Meath in need of a goal, and they've got it! It's Brian Stafford who's brought them back from the edge yet again. Well, what great vision this was by Colm O'Rourke, spotting that Stafford was in a much better position, getting there ahead of Kennedy. Stafford holding his nerve, was calm, cool and absolutely precise. Right now Curran trying to make sure it's a fifth, and it's Declan Sheehan, and it's a penalty. Declan Sheehan has not heard the whistle, but it's a penalty.
Yes, unquestionably it was a penalty. He was definitely pulled and dragged as he went, when he had possession as he was going through. No doubt it was a penalty. No question.
Mickey McQuillan in goal. He's denied Dublin in the past. Can he now keep Meath in this championship match? Remember the scoreline. Meath 1-8, Dublin 14 points. Translated into points, that's 14-11. It's a goal! No, it's outside! It's outside, he's missed it! Keith Barr has missed the penalty. Meath stay in the tie. Only 3 between them, and Keith Barr had the chance to put this beyond the Meath men's reach. Away to McQuillan's right-hand side. Goalkeeper got down well, and it just somehow managed to sneak outside the post. Beggy. It's still possible. Foley. Into Gaelic. A lot of poor marking by Dublin, and it's Tommy Donis carried it right through the heart to Foley. I don't believe it! Foley has scored! They're level! 50 seconds to go, and Kevin Foley has scored his first goal of the championship. What a time!
Well, that was unbelievable. You know, the Meath forwards just walked through the Dublin defence. Dublin committed themselves completely and totally to attack. Their midfielders and half-backs had gone forward when they should have been defending closely. But here it is. You know, in fairness to me, they worked that score very well, and they're well deserved. It was on the cards all the time.
It was a brilliant goal. Foley, the goal scorer. Superbly worked. Now they're going for a win, which we scarcely thought they were going to have 10 minutes ago. We had them completely written off.
Well, they have a chance, and the right man have it now, Flynn.
Kicking, and they're in front. Meath lead in this amazing game. We're into injury time. David Beggy's first score. What an incredible game it's been. Dublin have been loading it. Meath were playing second fiddle. David Beggy, with the fans on their feet, checking their watches. It's now all at the discretion of referee Tommy Howard. He signals a Dublin free kick. Jack Sheedy, a newcomer to the championship in his 4th championship match. Nearly a minute of injury time has been played. He's kicked it to the left and it's gone wide. It was an ambitious kick. McQuillan. They've won it. Meath have won by a point. It's an amazing win. Final score, Meath 2-10. That's 16 points. Dublin 15. Meath go on. Dublin are out.
And so, just over a month later, and after some of the most dramatic football ever witnessed, the issue was decided. Dublin stunned and out of the championship. Meath elated, but still only through to the second round. And a reminder here that the Dublin-Meath saga is available in extensive form on a separate video. Let's get back to Kildare, probably the most talked about team in the early part of the year. And Mick O'Dwyer, the maestro from Kerry, had taken them tantalisingly close to the National League title. But there was considerable optimism amongst their fans about their chances in the Leinster Championship. Louth, who had already beaten Longford, was their first opposition on June 16th at Drogheda. It proved to be a bridge too far for the Lily Whites.
Darragh McKevitt staying in around the goal mouth. But to Declan Kerrigan! Oh, what a goal! A marvellous goal by the Johnstown Bridge man. Martin Lynch left totally unmarked, but Kevin O'Hanlon intercepts, giving it down to John Osborne. Ball breaks inside to Stephen White, the one man that can do it, and he's done it! A goal for Louth! Yes! By our stopwatch in the commentary position, 6 minutes left. The ball breaks inside to Jarlath Gilroy! Oh, what a marvellous substitution! About 30 seconds left in this clash. Paul O'Hanlon, a vital touch. Now he's Stephen White to his right. This must be it! It is! I don't believe it! Kildare must be out of the Leinster Championship.
Down towards Michael Lawler from Emo in the county of Laois. Down towards Tony Marr. Point scored, number 1 for Laois. Sending a marvellous ball into Leo Turley. He's straight through. It's there. What a goal! Quickly combining with Alan O'Connor. Good effort by O'Connor. Comes in. The umpires have no hesitation whatsoever. Being fouled as he delivered the ball. Referee waves play on. Seamus O'Hanlon bursting his way forward, like what he did in Drogheda. Still O'Hanlon. Half blocked down. It comes to Paul O'Hanlon. Oh! Dennis Lawler. Good running by John Osborne. And that's a marvellous ball into Colin O'Hanlon. Oh, what a save by Tony McMahon. Well, that was a captain's save. A brilliant point-blank save from Colin O'Hanlon. Even Louth can't believe it.
A great ball by Eamon Lacey to Michael Lawler. Is there a goal here for Michael Lawler? Yes!
The pressure is on Louth to do a Mead and come back. But it's Michael Lawler, the man of the moment. Burlish has a man free, Leo Turley, if he can find him. And his confidence is high. It's up. He got a great point. He got a great goal. And now he's got another point. But Seamus O'Hanlon, I feel the strength has been sapped from him by that bad injury earlier on, and he wasn't really able to challenge for that ball. Jerry Farrell is in trouble here, and it's gone in. And Michael Lawler, the man who's got it. And there's 2 goals, Michael Lawler, the hero of Laois.
Well, Michael Lawler again does the damage. John O'Connell gets the ball on the far side. It looks as if he was shooting for a point from a very bad angle. When it comes across, Michael Lawler very bravely goes in, and Jerry Farrell just misses out. And that's the goal, I think, that's going to take Laois into the Leinster final.
Liam Harnan. O'Rourke getting inside the cover. Goal on here. Great save by Shelley Walsh. Goes back to Brian Stafford. He must. He does. It's exactly what Meath required. They were easily the slowest team to settle, but they've now got the score. Terry McEntee took his eye off it. Now they have to try and go forth here. David Gordon, the right corner back, giving it outside to Mickey Murta. Dropping it in. Oh, yes! The sides are level like Crow Park. Are we on for another draw? The right half-back switched to corner forward, and he puts up a most important score. Line ball for Terry McEntee. Colm O'Rourke to target. Colm O'Rourke gathering. They're obviously aware of his danger. Inside to Liam Hayes. It must be. Oh, gives it out to Brian Stafford. Yes. Bernard Flynn rather. A brilliant goal by Bernard Flynn. poor ball. David Gordon. On to Conan Day. To Kevin O'Brien. Marvellous vision by Kevin O'Brien. Pat Baker, great running. Tries to get inside Terry Ferguson. Pat Baker. Oh, what a goal! Wicklow are definitely going for that Leinster semi-final. Now look at the challenge by Terry Ferguson. He withstood it. And Pat O'Byrne from Auckland was determined to crash it home. Wow, great goal. David Beggy. Stafford getting the break ahead of David Gordon. They have an extra man. That extra man is one Colm O'Rourke. And he's satisfied with the points. And Meath put 2 points between themselves and their challengers.
Kevin Foley turned away from the challenge cleverly. Jerry McEntee delivering to Flynn. Coyle has gone through. O'Rourke is free. O'Rourke got inside his man ever so well. Slips it to Flynn in front of goal. Flynn is brought down. It's a penalty. In the 21st minute of the second half, penalty by Brian Stafford, goal. Corrick Dunn must be very, very disappointed indeed that all his hard work has come to naught. But he'll surely understand that it's hard to contain a team with the likes of Flynn and Stafford and O'Rourke when they come raiding. And there's a goal or perhaps another penalty here. Well, goalkeeper Laz Malloy was in control of it, but eventually it's gone in. John McDermott, the man who got it.
Tommy Smith unable to hold it, and Martin Dempsey going out with an unfair challenge. Bernard Flynn and Michael Dempsey are partners, of course, in a public house in County Laois as Liam Hayes bids to get this ball in, and it's a goal for Beggy. Coyle with the final pass, Beggy with the final shot. Meath on the quarter hour. And there's a Meath man down injured. They were sluggish up to now, but Hayes got them motoring. Watch with this pass outside. Colm Coyle kept it back from the byline there, and Beggy standing there unmarked, and he drilled it home. And the referee's gone across to have a word, and he's putting Tommy Smith off. The first hint of trouble, and the referee issues the dismissal notice to Tommy Smith of Laois. Meath's use of the extra player has been very impressive so far. Favreau. Leo Turley taking up a good position against McLyons. Driving it in defiantly with terrific accuracy, and that's another fine score by Turley. Tommy Howard back on his feet, and Harnan who kicks it in deep. Stafford trying to feed it outside nicely to Colm Coyle. It's taken a long time for Meath to produce some of the expert football that we know they're capable of, and Colm Coyle has kicked over another. Beautifully fed by Brian Stafford, is had to be said, but that's the position now. Meath 1-8, Laois 7 points. Jerry McEntee. His presence on the field has certainly made a difference. Colm Coyle. It's all looking so good now for the Royal County. Second point for Colm Coyle in the second half. And the rejoicing Meath fans, I think, now believe that the Leinster Cup is about to be retained. Looking for another point. Drops short and McQuillan is secure. Good position taken up by Colm O'Rourke. Prodded forward to Liam Hayes. Just over a minute and a half remaining now. Fed forward nicely to Bernard Flynn from David Beggy, and they finish with a flourish. Bernard Flynn will be able to go back to Laois tonight, to Pedigree Corner, where I'm sure they'll drink a pint in his honour. It's taken 8 games, that includes 4 replays, but finally Liam Hayes gets his hands on the Leinster Cup. The champions of Meath, champions of Leinster for the 5th time in 6 years.
And so, 8 championship matches later, Meath were finally crowned Leinster champions. But one felt a sense of anticlimax amongst the Meath players. The feeling clearly was that only an All-Ireland title would be adequate award for what they'd been through in this long, hard summer. Meanwhile, the Ulster Football Championship was being as unpredictable as ever. Donegal were the defending champions and well fancied again. But Derry's early form drew the spotlight towards them as possible champions.
35 minutes to decide this Ulster Championship clash, and it's all systems go. Monaghan awaiting the outcome of this particular tie. Kevin McCabe underneath, it comes Adrian Cush. What a start! What a goal! Adrian Cush, the scorer. After 22 seconds of the second half, and even he can afford to take a smile. The ball broke, McCabe knocked it down to Cush. He'd only McCusker to beat. Oh, take it out. Well held indeed by Dermot Heaney. To his captain, Brian McGilligan. Enda Kilpatrick, passed out to the ball. Colin McGurk, Damien Cassidy, going through. Oh, straight over the bar. You cannot give this man 1 inch. And if you do, you'll be punished lethally. This is Damien O'Hagan. He has support. Matt McLeanan with his first touch. Oh, that's a beautiful point. It looked for a moment it was going to tail to the left. But Matt McLeanan knew what he was doing. Giving it out to Shawnee Myler, playing on his home turf here from all that. Sean McNally is in pursuit, but Sean McNally giving a little word of advice there to Shawnee Myler, taking too many steps out of it. This is Colin McGurk. Eamon Burns crossing inside. This is a great opportunity. This is Damien Cassidy trying to get the left boot. Yes! What a comeback by Derry. Damien Cassidy. And already the conditions of the ground here in Casement Park indicating the dry weather, making ground conditions very difficult as Anton go through. Oh, yes! Joe Kennedy, after just 2 minutes of play, the St. Paul's man. So Paul Coyle driving it in low to Mark Gallagher, blocked on the line, comes back to Simon Bradley. Out of absolutely nothing, would you believe? Fergal McCann at the far side. This is good play by Fermanagh when they're under pressure. This is McCann again. Mark Gallagher gone inside. This is Gallagher. Here's Malakira. This is McCann. Oh, yes! Oh, what a goal! Another Devonish player, Johnny Leonard, to goal scorer Mark Gallagher. Oh, yes, he wants that ball. He's confident now. He gives it inside to Paul Coyle. Oh! I love it! Yes, Fermanagh, you're on your way now. Quickly taken to Martin Gavigan. Donald Reid coming in to help. Back to Gavigan. Ball given inside nicely to Michael Gallagher. Charlie Mulgrew. Good running by Michael Gallagher. Where's the cover? Oh, yes! A great goal. A marvellous goal by Michael Gallagher. And Murray sending a ball across. Well read indeed by the corner forward, Barry McCarthy. He left it behind him. Martin Gavigan picking it up, and the error punished lethally. The centre half back puts Donegal into the lead. This is John Brady, the captain, giving it outside to Stephen King, and Cavan now go forth, taking a shot, and this time there's no mistake. Cavan and Donegal are level in Ballybuffet. Here come Donegal again. Goals separating the sides now, 1-8 to 8 points. This is Mulgrew again, becoming more prominent. Inside is Anthony Malloy. Yes! The super sub, last year's captain, has found the Cavan net.
Nice ball by Rosscar. Floated in well against the breeze. Maggie Linden. Still Linden. Now it's McCartan. Oh, this is certainly a chance for Down. Whitnell. And we've a penalty. Maggie Linden is the man entrusted with this very important penalty. Linden takes the shot. Oh, what a penalty. Brendan Tierney had no chance. Side of the foot, but struck with power. Off slip that comes again. Blaney gets it to Mason. Mason gets in the kick and puts Down back into the lead. But there's a foul in there, as there has been so many times today. And that slow release from Martin McQuillan means that the free has been moved up. And Ross Carr should find that this could be well within his range, just about 3 metres outside the 45-metre line. And this could stretch Down's lead even further. And it does just that. Brilliantly struck. Here's that man McEnany again. It's in towards Murphy. There's a break coming. McGinnity. Oh, here's a chance. McCarran. And it's over the bar, but I think that Ray McCarran had goal in his mind. But that shot and that very quick release pass from McGinnity. And that's good tackling by McKeever. The right idea from McGinnity, but now Sterry's turned to attack again. McKeever. Talking about overlapping fullbacks. Burns. Nice ball to Heaney. There's a chance for Heaney here. And that's a brilliant score by Derry. Started in the left corner of the defence, brought down the field by McKeever, and eventually put over the bar by Dermot Heaney to put Derry back in the lead. Bernie Murray. Bernie moved into forwards in the second half. Now he's no stranger to forwards. He's played there before. And now it's Eamon Murphy. Still Murphy. He's got support if he wants it. He's got it from McCarran. He's going onto that right foot, trying to get back on the left. Takes the shot, and Monaghan go into the lead for the first time, and that's as a result of a lot of pressure in the opening stage of the second half. So there's a test of the Derry character. There's a very experienced team they're playing against today, and here's a very experienced man on the ball, Dermot McNichol. Oh, the reply is immediate, and they're level yet again.
Derry starting to pick up the breaks in the middle of the field now far too easily. They're coming forward in waves, 2 and 3 men here looking for the ball. Well, even McGurk comes in on the act. Oh, and what an act.
Well, if ever you want an inspirational score, Johnny McGurk has certainly provided. Well done by Enda Gormley. Very cool even under pressure. Good ball by McNichol. Here comes Cassidy. The shot is brilliant. That's Damien Cassidy's first score.
Barry McGowan transferring back to Martin McHugh, the wee man from Kilcar. Getting it inside. It's a great effort to Tony Boyle. Oh, what a brilliant start by Donegal. A man from Dunglow, an engineering student at Sligo Regional Technical College, but McHugh, we forecasted it just before the match started that this man is going to make a huge difference to Donegal. Tony Boyle, where was the cover from Fermanagh? A simple task to pass Cormac McAdam. Donald Reid, what a marvellous match he had against Cavan. Good play by Paul Brewster to Malachy O'Rourke. You know, you have to say that Fermanagh are playing with great confidence now, surprisingly. Mark Gallagher, back to Malachy O'Rourke, another attempt. Yes, it's gone all the way over. A moment's silence just to gauge the shot. Just moments away from the half-time whistle. Here come Fermanagh again. Can they get a score before half-time? Paul Coyle. He's a good forward, really. Oh, splendid point by Paul Coyle. That's the sort of an inspirational score that they need, really, coming up to the half-time whistle. McHugh. Tony Boyle. Declan Bonner to his right. Barry McGowan to his left. The full forward. Oh, that's a marvellous score. An individual effort by Tony Boyle. He now has 1 goal and 2 points to his credit. Michael Gallagher to Barry McGowan. Martin McHugh. Back to Barry McGowan. He switched from wing forward to left half back a moment ago. And he seems to tell Brian McAniff, I can play anywhere for the Ulster final. Sandra Doherty. Barry McGowan. Declan Bonner coming out to meet it. The left leg. And Cormac McAdam has to be satisfied to get it over the bar. Point number 6 for a gentleman called Declan Bonner.
Breen gets in the act. He's fouled as he landed. And a quick free into the corner and brilliantly held by Linden. Still Linden's going. What a magnificent save by McCusker. That shot had goal written all over it, but McCusker got brilliantly down to his right. Still down in the attack. Overcarrying the ball, and that save by McCusker is certainly a let-off for the Derry men.
A brilliant ball through by Barry Breen with a quick free, and here Lynn on. What a magnificent save.
And towards the full forward line again. Well collected and well transferred to Ross Carr. Ross with that left foot. It's been accurate from the ground, and now it's equally accurate out of his hands. 3 points to Ross Carr and 3 to down. Paul Higgins. Once again, Linden is a man, feeds Blaney. Oh, lovely jinx by Blaney. And a beautiful point. Linden, the provider. Blaney, the finisher. And the Gormley. Oh, the ball went behind Joe Brawley. Down, I've had a chance to regroup, but it's still Brawley. The left-footed goes, and over the bar. Well, that just shows what Derry can do if they get the chance, and it shows what Joe Brawley can do when he gets a chance. Tohol. And the Gormley. Forced to take the shot for the point, and takes it. And Neil Collins was disappointed that he didn't catch it. McGilligan floats it in towards his midfield partner, Dermot McNichol. Tries to go past 1, 2, 3, 4 down men. McGirt. Now is a chance. The ball hit the crossbar and came out. What a let-off for the down men. How to switch defence into attack. McCartan, listen to the roar. Is that relief from the let-off, or is it because this man's on the ball? Still McCartan. Is a man outside him. It's Greg Blaney, and Blaney hits the deck, and we have a penalty.
And that has booked Down's passage to the Ireland to the Ulster final.
Well, is he going for glory? Oh no, he's not. Just accepts the point.
Obviously, both sides will be hoping to settle early with a score. Full forward, Tony Boyle. And that time, it's straight on target. After just 1 minute and 5 seconds, 65 seconds of play, Tony Boyle opens his account. Good ball all the way down towards Mickey Linden. Matt Gallagher staying with him illegally and quickly taken. Tries to find James McCartan, and every time he gets that ball, the crowd respond. James McCartan. Oh, great score. A marvellous score by James McCartan. Break easily picked up. And a good ball over towards James McCartan. Peter Whitnell has gone inside. This is left half back. DJ Kane loves to attack, and that's why. Great score by DJ Kane. Newry Shamrock's man down towards Greg Blaney. Man who got married last Thursday. Delayed his honeymoon just to be here in this Ulster final. It's a great run. Must be a goal. It is. A brilliant run and a brilliant ball. And down are rampant. Mickey Linden, the man that latched onto it. Donegal defence, full back line very much in trouble. And Mickey Linden's finishing impeccable. Brilliant. Well, he was the only down man to score a goal in this Ulster Championship campaign so far. And that was from a penalty against Armagh. But make no mistake about it, already the signs are there that the Down full forward line have the beating of this Donegal full back line. Here's Linden again. Gary Walsh having to come out, back to Greg Blaney, and that's another point. And even after 10 minutes of play, Brian McAniff's men are in trouble. Paul Higgins came in for Liam Austin against Derry in the replay and kept his place at left cornerback. This is Barry Breen. Needs a little bit of assistance. This is Ross Carr. Oh, that's a magnificent point. Great point by Ross Carr. Well blocked down, Taman Burns. Switching play over towards Mickey Linden. Noel Hegarty right beside him, but Linden getting there first. Good play by the down corner forward, giving it inside. Taman Burns trying to get a boot out to left half forward. Gary Mason from 40 metres out. It's on target. Well, the down forwards are giving a lesson to every attacker in the country. 6 minutes to the half-time whistle. Be interesting to see and hear, if we ever could, what Brian McAniff will say to his team at half-time. Tony Boyle telling Martin McHugh, get out of the way. I want an Ulster Championship medal again. And that's 3 points for Tony Boyle. Making himself available as James McCartan. John Joe Doherty chasing and harassing after him. McCartan's strength getting him through. Taking a little bit too much out of it. Greg Blaney is the man that's available. And Blaney from 40 metres out. Oh, that is impeccable shooting by Down. The dentist in Belfast has scored his second point of the Ulster final. Pádraig Brogan, magnificent fielding. Today could well be his day. Terrible waste of possession by Barry McGowan. He gives it straight to Gary Mason. James McCartan, the hop. Peter Whitnell knocking it down. In comes Greg Blaney. Onto the right boot. And where does it go? Straight over the bar. Greg Blaney at centre forward. 3 points to his credit. Donald Reid available this side. And Donegal playing with a little bit more purpose now. They're beginning to perform like champions. Pádraig Brogan in towards Declan Bonner. The break outside to James McHugh. Bet by Conor Deegan. Trying to make room for himself. Gets room to swing. Breaks nicely to Barry McGowan. Oh, a brilliant save by Neil Collins. Brilliant save by Neil Collins. And Down survive. Eamon Burns trying to find James McCartan. Always in front of his man. Always able to get possession. But now can he use it? He gets it out. Where's Greg Blaney? To Barry Breen. This is looking good for Down. Looks at his alternatives. Decides to go solo. And it's a very good effort indeed. A magnificent point by Barry Breen. And it took all of 19 and a half minutes of play in the second half for Down to register their very first score. Brendan McKiernan. Greg Blaney. Giving it outside to Mickey Linden. Oh, brilliant play. Superb. Mickey Linden, 1 goal and a point, made and created by a gentleman called Greg Blaney from Ballycran. And Donegal, with 10 minutes left, looks like they're going to fail to hold on to that Anglo-Saxon Cup. Eamon Burns giving it out to Gary Mason. It's looking good for Down. His third point of this Ulster final. Eamon Burns. Down towards James McCart. Lovely play. Beautiful football. Now, can they finish the approach work? Oh, yes! I love it, Paul Higgins. And he did a little war dance when that ball sailed over. And I think he really deserved it. Well gathered by Barry Breen. Gary Mason giving it out. And this is James McCartan. Can they finish with a flourish? McCartan goes it alone, and that is a little piece of skill that even the Down manager has to smile about. And there it is, the moment that all Down people have waited for. Father Dan Gillogly, chairman of the Ulster Council, presents the trophy to Paddy O'Rourke, the Down captain.
Donegal dethroned by Down's first half blitz. Not the last time we'd see that in the championship. the Down men through to their first All-Ireland semi-final since 1981. There was a bigger interest in the Connacht Championship than there had been for many years. Roscommon would not relinquish their title easily, but Galway had a promising young team and Leitrim had come into the equation too. But it was Mayo who made everyone sit up and take notice with a blistering start to the championship at Castlebar on June 23rd.
Raymond Dempsey, who's had a great tussle with Ian O'Donoghue to Paul McStay. There's a goal here for Paul McStay. And he gets it. Paul McStay, the scorer. It couldn't really have been anything else from the second that ball arrived. Paul McStay twisted and turned, but he had the confidence. Raymond Dempsey leaping, Noel Durkin supporting, Noel Durkin trying to cut in for the goal. Noel Durkin can wrap it up here, that he does. A Noel Durkin special, we've seen those in the past. That's as good as any that Durkin has scored for Mayo. McHale to Tony Morley. Is there a third goal here? Yes, there is. Tony Morley, the scorer. A good drive in by Liam McHale, and Tony Morley, who had been pretty well contained all through by Andy Geraghty, got his fist to it. In it went. The Mayo fans are delighted for the third time today. Leitrim's best ever chance, they say. But here's Andy Leyland to give an answer to that one. Good ball through to Tony McManus. Slips Declan Darcy rather well. Tony McManus with Derek Duggan coming in support. Tony McManus trying for the score. It looks a beauty. It is a beauty. Tony McManus. Who else would have got a score like that? Paul Kieran for Leitrim to Mickey Martin, who hasn't really been in the game. Always an influential figure for Leitrim. But there's a good drive by Pádraig Kenny. That's a tremendous effort by Pádraig Kenny. Highly promising young player, only 21. Tony McManus, who has played most of the quality football that we've seen in this first half. And what an effort that is by Tony McManus. There was a gasp around the ground. It could easily have been a goal. Derek Duggan has a good long delivery. Derek Duggan, that's a brave effort, but it was worth it. He had the courage to go for it and the accuracy to get it, and Derek Duggan, making his championship debut, has got Roscommon the equaliser. Well, for long periods in this game, Leitrim enjoyed a 2-point lead. Sometimes it was cut back to 1. Often it was brought forward to 2 again, but now it's Roscommon who lead by 2 points as Tony McManus bids to make it 3. That's a lovely ball by Tony McManus. He judged the weight of that one to absolute perfection. Driven deep by Matty Riley. Towards Derek Duggan, who's had such a great first half. Well laid down, beautifully so by Derek Duggan. And here's Michael Donlan. Tony Mack is running free. Michael Donlan, he'll either take his score or give it to Tony Mack. He takes his score. Michael Donlan, that's it surely now for Roscommon. And there it is, referee Pat Egan blows the full-time whistle. Roscommon 4 points to the good, and they join Mayo in the Connacht football final for 1991.
John Newton can't hold it, instead it's McMenamin up towards the other blondie in this team, and that of course is Morley. Well fetched by Dury on this occasion, seemed to be fouled as he was playing that ball away to the far side. Dempsey kicking right-footed with tremendous accuracy, and he has tied up the match at 3 points apiece. Durkin, pursued by the aforementioned Junior McManus, on towards Tony Morley. McStay all this while waiting for it on the right-hand side as McHale kicks in and he's put it over the bar. The tall giant has got his first point, and now 5 out of the 6 Mayo forwards have scored, the odd one out being Noel Durkin. Matthew Riley down towards Paul Early. He's got a bit of work to do here, taking the shoulder from Tierney. Now he's got the room to move inside. Players available perhaps to take the pass, and he's kicked it over the bar himself. Good individual touch from Paul Early. There were a number of others calling for it, but Early had the composure to go in on a tight angle, having taken the shoulder from Tierney, and he makes a fine score. Noel Durkin, with Joey Connaughton coming out, falls to TJ Kilgallen, kicking outside the 20-metre line, and that's gone over the bar. TJ Kilgallen getting his first point today, first point of the second half as well, and it's come after 40 seconds. Junior McManus. Butler to hold up Tommy Graham. Curled well across Dermot Flanagan, the player under it there with Donlan. Donlan trying to get more into the action now, and that's driven over by the centre half-back Paul Hickey, well up there with the attack. Killoran bursting forward, left-footed outside. Duggan turning onto his favourite right boot, and he's driven it high and he's put it over the bar. The youngster, who seems destined for a big future with Roscommon in the future seasons, has got his third point of the match. That's the first from play. Easy for Gay Sheeran. Newton took up a good position to his brother Des. Des Newton, who's got provincial medals in both Ulster and in Connacht. Now Seamus Killoran coming into the equation. 40 metres out. The pass delivered to Michael Donlan. The left-footed kick, and they're level. 9 points each. They were anticipating a very close match here. Some were even saying it might go to a replay. You never know in this season of replays. Noel Durkin kicking and trying to put Mayo back in front. Gay Sheeran gathering superbly. Support from the fullback Pat Dury. Always given a bad ball away to Noel Durkin. Inside to Ray Dempsey. Oh, and it's put over the crossbar by the sheer agility and excellence of Gay Sheeran. Well, that was an interesting one because there were two moves involving a Mayo attack. Tommy Graham, 4 minutes to go. 12 points for Mayo, 12 points for Roscommon, the defending Connacht champions. Newton steadying, looking for the lead score, and they're in front. Roscommon in front for the first time in the match. John Newton, the team captain, kicking the ball over the bar. They've only had 3 wides all afternoon against 10 for Mayo. Mayo much more profligate in their kicking. Easily gathered by Tomas Tierney. Looking for his first medal in Connacht in the Mayo colours. Down towards Ray Dempsey, outside to Willie Joe Padden. Kicking chance, and he's put it over the bar off the fingertips of Gay Sheeran. The substitute Willie Joe Padden making his contribution with just under 3 minutes to go. Are we to have another draw, this time in the Connacht Championship? Well, it's by no means been a classic, but it hasn't been a bad match. It's been a good game of football, played in tricky conditions by two sides battling hard to win this Connacht title, and Noel Durkin with this kick can't put them ahead. It's gone off the fist, however, and it's gone by off the fist of Matthew Riley for Mayo's first 45. And it's Flanagan left-footed. Inside, gathered with some difficulty by McHale, and the basketball star has put it over the bar, and Liam McHale has given Mayo the lead with just about 10 seconds of normal time remaining. That's TJ Kilgallen policing the sideline, watching on anxiously. There was a push by Willie Joe Padden. The push was on Seamus Killoran. Free kick to Roscommon. And it's particularly tense out on the field. A really high kick, well delivered, it's gone over the bar. It's another draw, it seems. Roscommon's 14th point. It was kicked over by Derek Duggan. Duggan has kicked his 6th point of the afternoon. Finding Tony McManus. 20 metres out. That's his second attempt for a point. This one he's got. Roscommon lead by 3 points. Well, he missed one chance a little earlier. Injured in the process when he kicks this second one over. Now McMenamin. So far they've failed to get some of the inside forwards moving like Tony Morley. Max Day happy to buzz around on the half-forward line. Kicking into the wind. He finds the range on this occasion. Match day's first point, Mayo's second. That to give them an injection of confidence with just under 10 minutes to go to half-time. Paul Early lets it bounce off his chest, comes down to Michael Donlan, the industrious man who likes to come out and make some space. Graham topping it well, and he's put it over the bar. Tommy Graham extends the lead then to 4 points for a Roscommon side in the ascendant so far in this tie. Pat Egan, then the Galway official, restarts, and Mayo confirmed the switch they made during the first half, with Liam McHale now in midfield, Colin McMenamin trading positions now on the 40. John Newton looking to make a good start to this second half. To Paul Early, who's yet to score in the match. Throwing it on to Michael Donlan. That's a very impressive start. All Roscommon possession. A brilliant trade of passes and a fine finish. Roscommon with the first 2 points of the second half. Mayo yet to score. Willie Joe Patton, can he inspire them to a victory yet? That's a super point. Willie Joe coming in off the bench from the second minute of the second half, and he's given an instant return to his manager John O'Mahony. Durkin still looking for his first point, but he's out around the middle of the field trying to make things happen for some of the others. McHale dropping it well in towards Anthony Finnerty. Did he push? He's got to go! Roscommon, I think, complaining that there was a push on Des Newton.
Unquestionably, Finnerty definitely pushed him there. There was no doubt whatever about it in my mind.
And the referee is going in to consult the umpires. From my angle here, I agree with Mick O'Dwyer. There was a push.
Yes, well, there it is. Look, you can see it. No question, but that's football, isn't it?
Tony McManus, or rather it's Derek Duggan against Dermot Flanagan. Now Tony McManus again trying to step into the breach here, engineers something for Roscommon. John Newton kicking with the outside of the right boot, and they're on level terms. It's 1-8 for Mayo. It's 11 points for Roscommon, and that's the captain who leads the way, having made the quick switch from midfield to full forward. It breaks on towards Junior McManus. Plenty of support available, and a good burst through the middle here from Vincent Glennon. 1 point already in the second half. Pinned with a challenge there by Anthony McGarry, and he's won himself the free. The Roscommon fans delirious, cheering every second of this second half as their side bids to hold on to the title.
That was a very good movement by Roscommon. They held the ball and they looked for one another, and they moved it through until they finished. Very well worked through.
And a short finish by Derek Duggan. The kicker of 8 invaluable points. Roscommon, the champions, lead in the West. The president of the Connaught Council, Pádraig Gorman, presenting the Nestor Cup to a delighted John Newton. Roscommon winning Connaught.
So, not to be outdone by the other provinces, Connaught producing its fair share of championship drama too, before Roscommon finally earned their place in the All-Ireland semi-final and a meeting with the men from Meath. But everywhere you looked in the summer of '91, there was championship drama, and no less in Munster than anywhere. For 4 years, Cork had reigned supreme, Kerry in the doldrums. But the '91 championship was always going to be different. Again, the open draw here has broken the mould of those almost annual Cork-Kerry finals. This time, they would meet in the semi-final at Killarney on June 16th.
Wind holds it up somewhat. Neatly taken down by Morgan Nix. Transfer to Noel O'Mahony. Connie Murphy now waiting to deliver the return ball. Ambrose O'Donovan. Driven up towards Cardennehy. Tony Davis, the player, is across there trying to limit his space and effectiveness. Nicely kicked in, off the top of the crossbar and his foot over the bar. That was a lovely point, and Ambrose O'Donovan, the one who scores it, a former Kerry All-Ireland winning captain. Slocum taking it up. Towards Larry Tompkins, trying to get a bit of latitude, and he's kicked it delightfully. Larry Tompkins has just kicked what is his 30th point in 6 championship matches against Kerry. That's the first this afternoon. Brilliantly taken in full flight by Morgan Nix. Here to this swing, Pat Spillane Shows that at 34 years of age, he's still got the legs to go and chase what occasionally turn out to be hopeless cases where the passes are concerned. That's John Cronin making his Kerry debut this afternoon. Challenge over there. Pa Dennehy takes it down and receives the break of the ball, and he's put Kerry back in front again. Well, an interesting clash. Very quickly taken to Pat Spillane. Playing nowhere near his selected position of full forward. Now he's 65 metres out from his own goal. Chipped forward, Conor Coonan trying to get it. It's Jack O'Shea turning it inside. Pa Dennehy, Maurice Fitzgerald calling for it. Instead it goes up towards the man on the corner, and that is John Cronin. And Cronin of Waterville has kicked the ball over the bar. The lad who's straight out of minor, a defender in that grade. So what a day for John Cronin, his very first time to play with the Kerry Seniors. It's in the championship and it's against Cork, the reigning All-Ireland champions, who are in real trouble. They'll be playing against the wind for the second half. John O'Driscoll now, his side, going into arrears. And he's put them back on level terms inside a minute of that point by John Cronin. John O'Driscoll of Ballingeary has kicked the sides level, and we're inside the last minute of the first half. The initiative now being taken by Cork. Hayes in towards John O'Driscoll. Well, this is the platform on which he may well shine, and he's given Cork the lead again. A rousing kick by John O'Driscoll, his second point of the match, and that in the early stages of this second spell. This is won by Morgan Nix. Dropped in towards Pa Dennehy, there with Tony Nation, broken down to Jack O'Shea, and he's kicked it, and he's put it over the bar. And it's 7 points apiece. Just for a moment there was a glimmer of hope for Kerry that there might well have been the first goal on offer. And you have to wonder what's happened to the champions. 7 points each. They never wanted to go into this match as such raging hot favourites. It was a terrible position for them, but they certainly haven't played like champions. Being dictated to right now by Pa Dennehy against Tony Nation. And Dennehy has been the master in that situation all day. Played across towards Cronin. Oh, it's a goal! It's a goal! And the youngster John Cronin has scored it! A quarter of an hour gone in the second half. That's a goal to add to the point that he scored in the first half. Straight out of the minors. Brilliantly played across by Pa Dennehy. Cronin on hand, solidly struck, dispatched into the back of John Kearns' net. Kerry firmly in front. Slocum will take the free, just outside the 45-metre line. In towards Larry Tompkins. Held inside, however, by Paddy Hayes. Back out to Tompkins. There's a response from Larry Tompkins. A second point. They both come from play. So the position, in case you've joined us late, with Shea Fahy picking himself off the ground. We've got 11 minutes to go. It's Kerry the leaders, 1-8, the rank outsiders in the betting. Cork 10 points, 1 point the difference. Kerry, who've been giving way second best to Cork in the championship over the last 4 years, doing magnificently well this afternoon. Can they maintain the effort? Coffey towards Danny Cullity, nicely taken forward by Cullity. The shot looks to be well directed. The equaliser by the team captain from Newmarket, the American-born Danny Cullity. Fahy. It spills loose over there to Sean Burke, left-footed. Down towards Jack O'Shea, now at full forward against Niall Cahalane. Trying to break it inside, and it was Barry Coffey who goes back, but the referee's whistle has sounded for the holding action by Cahalane on Jack O'Shea. And Paddy Russell not listening to the protests from the wily Cork full-back. As Maurice Fitzgerald kicks it, and he's kicked Kerry back in front again. It raises another white flag, and Mickey Sullivan then bringing off the youngster. In it goes. They rise up for it, it spills loose, and it's Morgan Nix who's taken it, the number 7. Outside to Pat Spillane. The great-hearted Pat lifts the siege. 15 seconds to go. A point the difference. Pa Dennehy, one of the heroes for Kerry. Well, they've learned their lesson well. They won the battle here in the league last December by 12 points to 10. It's just one between them now. In a county where they talk about religion and football in the same breath. We still, I think, have to credit Mickey Sullivan who marshalled his team splendidly. The old heads of Jack O'Shea and Pat Spillane did their job to a T, and now Maurice Fitzgerald has kicked them through to what surely is a Munster final performance. They'll be dancing in the streets of Killarney tonight, but it's the Kerry fans who are the happiest as Maurice Fitzgerald kicks over point number 4 in as good a battle between Cork and Kerry as I've seen. It's all over. The All-Ireland champions are out.
Referee Paddy Russell of Tipperary starts a Munster final that sees Kerry bidding to bridge a 5-year gap. That's a famine by their high standards, but the first attack of the match is for Limerick. A dramatic chance. The referee has gone in, and I think it's a penalty. After 10 seconds of play. Limerick's big feeling about this Munster final was that they did not want to concede an early goal. Perhaps they'll get one. Scored by James O'Donovan.
A marvellous strike by the young corner forward O'Donovan. And what a great start for him. It was really what the game needed, I feel, Jim.
A good ball by Jack O'Shea to John Cronin. Turning, kicking beautifully, John Cronin.
Great space inside, Jim. An excellent through ball by Jacko, but the space was left there, and fair play to John Cronin coming in.
That one slipping away from Limerick's scoring hero of the first half, James O'Donovan. O'Donovan is injured as Jack O'Shea goes back there to help. The Kerry captain bidding to lift his team. Timmy Fleming to Jacko. Pat Spillane was looking for it, but he was too close to Jacko, who instead gets a great ball to Pat Dennehy. There's a man gone through. That man is Ambrose O'Donovan. There's a goal here for Ambrose. He tries the chip. It's gone over rather than under the bar.
An excellent piece of play by Jacko.
6 minutes to half-time. John Kwan, one of Limerick's most impressive performers. Danny Fitzgerald, the hop almost beating him, but he did ever so well to get it. A good ball through to Sean Kelly, trying for the goal and getting it. That's a magnificent goal by Kelly.
An excellent strike by the wing three-quarters from Newcastle West. Great support play by Big Donald Fitzgibbons. He sold a dummy, I don't think really meant, but as he turned to Kerry defence one way and with the left foot struck a beautiful goal.
A good ball to Jack O'Shea, who got first run on it. Through towards Pat Spillane on the burst, knocked away from him. Very well indeed by Tom Brown, but Spillane at the second attempt gets a very good score. Pat Spillane.
I feel that's a very telling score and a very settling score for Kerry. Notice Donald Fitzgibbon from the last kick out dropped the ball. It's the first ball he has dropped, and at this stage of the game he shouldn't be dropping balls like that.
The testing early minutes of the second half. Testing for Limerick, who haven't really performed on the big stage before. Testing too for Kerry, who needs scores. But there's that man, Maurice Fitzgerald, to lift them, and the cheers ring out all around Fitzgerald Stadium. Quick lift passes and a late challenge that won't go unpunished, I feel. The referee, Pat Russell, will let the play go on. He'll see how it develops, but he may go back and speak in a moment or so to a Limerick man. John Cronin. Through to Jack O'Shea. There's a man running free in the left. That man is Maurice Fitzgerald. He'll bury this one, Maurice Fitzgerald. No! A great deflection by Richard Bowles in the Limerick goal.
An excellent save there.
10 minutes gone in the second half. Kerry lead in the Munster final. Connie Murphy gave that one to Jack O'Shea. The Kerry captain. He has seen and done it all. He wants more of it, however, Jack O'Shea.
Another excellent point by the Kerry captain, Jacko. At this stage it's all falling apart for Limerick.
Limerick are warming up two substitutes in a bid to get back into contention in this game. They played so well in the first half. Sean Kelly has a man free to his right, but he'll try for the score himself, Sean Kelly, and he's got the goal. And Charlie Nelligan beaten by the flight of that one. Sean Kelly, his second goal of the Munster final, and Limerick's third.
An excellent strike by the Newcastle West man. He powered his way through. It was a very quickly taken free. It was knocked on, and he came in at very great speed. Powered past two Kerry defenders and hit it beautifully. Flighted right-footed, left-footed shot into the top right-hand corner, Charlie Nelligan's net.
Jack O'Shea had gone to support, but the Limerick backs putting their opponents under a lot of pressure. But Pat Dennehy trying for the point. A good drive by Pat Dennehy. He had his temper up after getting a punch in the first half. Morris Fitzgerald, it went over the head of Connie Murphy, but Pat Spillane was there to pick up the pieces and look for the point and get it. And Pat Spillane will enjoy that one. An excellent point by Pat Spillane. Ambrose O'Donovan. A good ball to David Farrell, the substitute. To John Cronin. So lively and eager, this relative newcomer to the Kerry attack, John Cronin, heir to a glorious tradition, of course. The Sheehys, Egans, Powers, Listons, all who went before him. Morris Fitzgerald, the man who put Kerry 2 up. A marvellous moment for the Kerry captain, Jack O'Shea, as he raises the Munster cup aloft again.
So then, Kerry back on top in Munster, much to the great joy of everyone in the kingdom. But there was a question mark about their true form as they headed into an All-Ireland semi-final meeting with Down on August the 11th. Brilliant against Cork, staggering against Limerick. Which was the real Kerry in '91? No one posed the question more searchingly than Down's flying forwards.
Tipped away. And fed on from James McCartan to Peter Whitnell. Taken to ground, however. And Stephen Stack wonders why the free was given. Should have been pretty obvious. It's crept in neatly. And Down enjoyed the lead. Timmy Fleming, wearing number 15, but way back in a left corner back position. Noel O'Mahony can't cut it out. It's gone to Mason. Support from Barry Breen. Tom Spillane having difficulty containing Whitnell, and it's on towards Linden, and he's taken down, and it's a penalty. A penalty for Down. What a dramatic start to this match. Referee just getting everybody back the requisite distance. Linden keeping his concentration, continuing to look at the goal. He's put it wide. Mickey Linden and Charlie Nelligan smiles. Gary Mason kicking from the sideline. James McCartan trying to steal inside. It comes back to Whitnell, trying to set up the chance for Linden. It was well marked. This is Whitnell, and that's a goal at last. A beautifully created, beautifully taken goal by Peter Whitnell. 10 minutes gone. He didn't score in the Ulster final, but he's made his presence well and truly felt. What a super goal.
The goal that has been threatening for a long time has finally arrived. Well played by Peter Whitnell inside, but gets the rebound and with his left foot puts it away. Not as well known as the other two members of that full forward line, but still capable of scoring.
Poor kick by Noel O'Mahony. Belted back in towards Mickey Linden, there against Connie Murphy. Backup support coming from James McCartan if he wants to use him, to his right. Still Linden, getting free, chance for a score. And he's kicked a very nice one. First point of the match then for Mickey Linden. Kane. Towards Greg Blaney. Transferred rapidly to DJ Kane. A feature of the first half, they don't hang about. Pat Spillane, a terrific interception and a fine run forward. He's made a good 40 yards. Towards Jack O'Shea. Jack transferring it back towards Ambrose O'Donovan. Kerry needing a score, keep neatly in touch, and that they've got. 3 men involved in a lovely attack, and Ambrose O'Donovan acknowledging what a good move it was. One of the best points of the game so far. Simple, yet brilliantly executed. So as the sun once again makes its appearance here at Croke Park, Timmy Fleming attacking. Goes down by Ross Carr and Conor Deegan. Free kick for the foul by Deegan, and it'll be Morris Fitzgerald who will take the free. Quite an ambitious kick. I wonder will he go for a point or up to Lob it in, he's going for a point, and he struck it superbly. 1 point is the margin. Maurice Fitzgerald has got a third point from a free, and the Kerry fans salute what is a magnificent kick. A huge distance out, and that's the position. Down making a change in their half-back line. Pat Spillane has been marked now by DJ Kane right in the centre, and Paddy O'Rourke's gone across left half-back. Timmy Fleming punching it on towards Jack O'Shea, who sneaked inside the fullback. Conor Deegan, a goal chance, always put it wide. It was a terrific run by Jacko. Conor Deegan was beaten for pace.
Ball came in here from Sean Burke, and Kerry are going through a very good patch at the moment. Lands inside and is punched on there by Timmy Fleming right into the path of Jack O'Shea, who's going straight through, and holds off Conor Deegan, and from about 12 yards out puts it badly wide.
Conor Deegan, the fullback, gone across to take the line ball, and he reaches Sean Burke. Up to Jack O'Shea, who was unmarked momentarily. Transfer it back to Maurice Fitzgerald. Kerry has not been in front of this game so far. Can this be the moment? It is. A 5th point for Maurice Fitzgerald, the first from play, and Kerry go into the lead by 7 points to 1-3. Listed down by Barry Breen. He's off the legs of Donald Ryan. McCartan against Stark. And he's a tenacious player. It runs on nicely for Whitnell, the goal scorer. Outside for Gary Mason. And after all that hard work, they finally produce a score. McCartan, who set it up, Whitnell involved as well, and the final kick coming in from Mason. So the sides level once more. Line. Good run forward towards Pat Spillane, isolated up front, remember, and he's done well to make a fine catch against Conor Deegan. So a rare chance then for Kerry, simply executed, and another point for Pat Spillane. They left just one man forward, marked by Deegan. He made a magnificent catch in front of an attendance of 40,166, and that's the position. Nola Mahoney. The Kerry side with just 1 point to show for the second half so far, dispossessed by Barry Breen. The wounded hero. That was the 23rd free of the second half, and we've had 50 in all as Linden raids by Jack O'Shea. Kicking, and he's put it over the bar. Mickey Linden brings the stadium to life once again. The flags flying proudly up on Hill 16, down in the Hogan stand, across in the Cusack stand as well for Mickey Linden's fine kick. 1-6 to 8 points, down, go in front. So now, Barry Breen, hoping that that last score will give down the necessary injection as Whitnell is through in the clear. The shot, it's a goal! A second goal for Peter Whitnell. They were surely inspired by that last point by Mickey Linden. Neil Collins telling everybody to cool it down. We're not there yet, but that goal has given down a tremendous lead. 2-6 to 8 points, a lead of 4 points. What a great goal that was after 28 minutes of the second half.
Well, this could be the goal that puts down into the All-Ireland final. Barry Breen does very well in the middle of the field, and Mickey Linden does well to hold off the Kerry back and puts in Whitnell, and again, he makes no mistake from there.
It's Neil Collins and the Down team who are listening to the fans now, singing in Croke Park, the cheering ringing in the Down ears. Greg Blaney makes it secure against Timmy Fleming. Mason, 5 minutes to go. Whitnell, the goal scorer. The two-goal hero looking for a third. He's satisfied to tap it over. Peter Whitnell with 2 goals and a point now, a super display. Well, we talked about the Ross Carrs and the Greg Blaneys and the Mickey Lindens and the James McCartans in the build-up to this. We barely mentioned Peter Whitnell. Well, what a contribution he's made. 2-1 out of 2-7. Just under 4 minutes to go. Ambrose O'Donovan, can Kerry it save the day? Behind by 5 points. DJ Kane going back, making it safe and secure. Chipping it neatly across to Brendan McKiernan. McCartan was reaching out for him, but Blaney gets onto it fast. Good secure build-up play. Whitnell looks recovered in there in the middle of that little movement. Rothcar now, 2 points so far in this game for him, taking it back from Mickey Linden. A very confident looking down team have gone into a fine lead, and it's Rothcar who's kicked the 3rd point of the afternoon. And I note that Ambrose Rogers is coming in. So just about 3 minutes to go. Rogers has come in. Whitnell has gone off. Ambrose Rogers on towards Mickey Linden, looking for another score against Culhane. Trying to dart inside, looking for support. And Culhane concedes the free kick, which will embellish surely a fine performance and a great afternoon for these Down fans. Down fans will be concerned to see just how serious the injury to Peter Whitnell is, as Rothcar kicks. Rothcar scores. He's got 4 points this afternoon. Linden got 2, Whitnell got 2 goals and a point, and Gary Mason got 2 points. We're in injury time.
An emphatic victory for the Down men, through to their first All-Ireland final since 1968, and people were already pointing to the fact that Down had never been beaten in an All-Ireland decider. However, in the 1991 championship, all eyes were on Meath and their fantastic voyage. Roscommon were their semi-final opponents, and surely the men from the West would not stop Meath now as they made their bid for a place in the final.
Lennon trying to get the better of Martin O'Connell. Arnon was expecting to fly kick that one away, but it missed him, and it's Tony McManus puts it on for Junior McManus, and he's put it high, and he's put it over the bar. So the goal chances are coming Roscommon's way. Junior McManus, the scorer, making it 3 points to 1 now. And that's the first point from play, of course. So Roscommon now beginning to build up a little lead. In the past, Meath have been able to bring in Jerry McEntee whenever they've had problems in midfield. It's not looking so good right now, as McManus steals it again. Another kick, and another result to the point. 2 points in the space of about a minute now for Junior McManus. O'Connell the free taker. Towards Colm O'Rourke. Good clean catch. Across towards his corner forward colleague Bernard Flynn. Flynn, who got 2-2 in last year's semi-final against Donegal. Trying to play it back to that hard-working man, Tommy Dowd. It just curls in beautifully. All coming from the catch from Colm O'Rourke. The nice transferred pass from Bernard Flynn, and the industry and sharpshooting of Tommy Dowd. Meath's first point from play. Kevin Foley judging this one well. Playing it forward to himself. Left footed inside to Tommy Dowd. The marking done completely wrong. Hickey was slow to close him down, and Tommy Dowd has availed of the opening to kick over his 2nd point. The gap is being closed the whole time. Just 2 now the margin, and 6 minutes to go to half-time. His dander is up, I think, Tommy Dowd. He was taken off at half-time in the last game. He wants to show the Meath selectors a thing or two.
Yeah, Jordan Hall came from a bad ball from Des Newton initially. Kevin Foley very tenaciously came out of defence. I sent a great ball to Tommy Dowd, who took a very good score. Meath coming more into the game now.
It's Raleigh up to Coyle. They have the overlap here, and Begley is coming in. And now there's just 1 point between them. David Begley has scored his first point in Croke Park this afternoon. They seem to have a player up that time on that left-hand side. Roscommon dominated early on at midfield, set up quite a number of chances, but Meath have come back well, and there's just a point in it. Tony McManus has a man loose inside. Duggan, if he can turn here, scoring chance, perhaps a goal. He's buried it. A goal in the final 30 seconds. There was no marking, and Derek Duggan beat the first man that came to him, and he drove it mercilessly past McQuillan. Roscommon's first goal in 5 games.
It's all stem for Tony McManus. I thought he got away with a slight nudge in Kevin Foley here. Gave a great ball in with Tommy Duggan. Tommy Duggan, everybody thought he was going to kick for a point, including Terry Ferguson. Beautiful sidestep, beautiful dummy, and how about that for a goal?
We were saying it was ominous for Roscommon. They've come back with a vengeance. Now Liam Harnan. The side 4 points in arrears. Gaelic kicking ambitiously high, and he's put it magnificently over the crossbar. PJ Gaelic gets his 6th point of the current championship. So Matthew Riley, 65 metres out, thumping this one across towards Paul Early, can't catch, and it's Jerry McEntee who's gone way back, too deep, and he's given it to Vincent Brennan. Chance to run at this lead defence. Early outside to Junior McManus to follow up the 2 points from the first half with the opening score of the second and extend Roscommon's lead. They lead now by 4 points. This is a very good showing from Junior McManus. When he gets the loose ball, he's very rapid and very accurate. Gathered by Tommy Dowd against Matthew Riley. Killoran can't stop him either. Punched outside to Flynn, trying to get into the clear. Flynn yet to score. Likewise Colm O'Rourke. And Bernard Flynn has finally broken his duck at a timely point of the match. Driven down towards Colm O'Rourke, who's moved into the centre. It's gathered by Stafford, and it's gone blazing over the crossbar. Brian Stafford might well have had himself a goal there. Instead he gets his 4th point of the match, the first from play. I wonder if that was a signal we saw Liam Harnan give the inside forwards. Brilliant fetch by Brendan Riley, driving this team forward now that he's moved out around the half-back line. And Colm O'Rourke wrestled down, and it's going to be a free which could tie up the match. A free conceded by Des Newton. Karen Dunham right up at the top of Donegal. That's his club team, are playing for his native Roscommon. They're level. For the first time in the match, the sides are level, and we've only got 4 minutes remaining. Delighted young Meath and not so young Meath fans. So the clock ticks down. What a finish we're in store for now. Well, in a grandstand finish like this, when it's in a really tight situation, your money ordinarily would be on Meath. Beggy. Can they yet prevail? If they finally get through, they'll surely earn the 4 weeks respite between that and the final. This is Stafford to kick them in front. First time in the game. That's an 8-point contribution. A magnificent contribution by Stafford. They lead by 1 at a critical time in the match. Foley back to O'Connell. Our means to reach yet another All-Ireland final. Flynn. This is a semi-final in which they've really been made to work hard. That's inside for McEntee. For Stafford. That equals his semi-final best of 9 points 3 years ago against Mayo. He's done it this afternoon, and the fans, the substitutes, the mentors are absolutely delighted with this performance of the Meath South full forward. Newton the kicker, high inside there, stopped brilliantly by Mick Lyons. When it was needed most, it drops down, however. They try to close the gap. Tony McManus raiding, wins the free. Should be an easy one for Derek Duggan if he opts to tap it over the bar, with the match now in injury time. That was a fine piece of fielding by Mick Lyons. Well, what will Duggan do? He's content to tap it over. His afternoon tally is a goal and 8 points. But is it to be enough? On my watch, with 25 seconds and counting of injury time played. Roscommon did well for so long, but Meath had that great quality of experience and know-how and craft in the forward line. And they had Brian Stafford as well, who kicked 9 points, and it's Meath who advance to meet Down in this year's All-Ireland football final. Just 4 weeks away now. Disappointment is Roscommon's lot for the second successive year as Meath progress to yet another final, their 4th appearance in an All-Ireland in 5 years.
And so, after the most exceptional of years, only 2 remain to contest the ultimate prize in Gaelic football, the Sam Maguire Cup. Neutrals were completely divided on the issue of the final. Should it be Down's All-Ireland for what would be a very rare and popular victory for the Northern Province? Or would the title go at last to the men who had fought harder than anyone to be in the final? Such matters are not decided by committee. The final destination of the All-Ireland trophy will be decided by the men who ran out from the tunnel under the Hogan stand on September 15th.
The 104th All-Ireland football final is underway, and it is straight away Barry Breen going back for Down, who played from right to left in the first half. Switching it in, James McCartan getting onto it fast. Trying to send the ball inside towards Greg Blaney. Mick Lyons making the first clearance. Out to Jerry McEntee, who takes up a good position. Terry Ferguson, well away from his left corner back position. The marking arrangements for Meath at the back will be interesting as Beggy plays it across towards Coyle, who had to stretch out for that one. Stafford up towards Bernard Flynn. Meath coming looking for the first point. They've won the first free kick. Eamon Burns, the one who commits the foul. And David Beggy and co have the chance here to go in front. Brian Stafford, who scored 9 points in the semi-final. That's the first of the afternoon. Always looks most relaxed and absolutely deadly from frees. Possession in midfield for Jerry McEntee. He's fouled, bottled up there once again by Eamon Burns. In towards Liam Hayes. Burns trying to get back. Bernard Flynn against Brendan McKernan. Still Flynn coming looking for the second point. And again, deadly accurate. That's a very good start by Meath, imposing their will upon the down backs, who are being very slow to settle. Mickey McQuillan's kick right into the middle. Mopped up here well by Paddy O'Rourke, the team captain. Cross towards James McCartan, who once again has switched back in there. Trying to make his presence felt. Takes a high challenge from Brendan Riley.
Yeah, James McCartan here is causing a lot of problems for the Meath full back line. Liam Hannon, very high tackle there, and very good lucky, I think, to get away with all the booking on that occasion.
The referee was absolutely spot on. It was Liam Hannon. So it's knocked over by Gary Mason, and Down got their first point in this All-Ireland final. McQuillan here never looks fussy when making a save, always very secure and never unduly spectacular. This young Down fan, I think, will remember his day out at Croke Park. Oh, a huge leap in the air by Ross Carr, taking it with some difficulty against Martin O'Connell. He's given it away to Jerry McEntee. Blocked down by Greg Blaney, taken now by Liam Harnan. Fed forward towards Bernard Flynn, who's taken up a roving commission early on. It's Harnan once again stepping into the breach. Another foul. Meath's third free kick. Got deep toward PJ Gillick, but it's fetched in there splendidly somehow by the fullback Conor Deegan. And has the presence of mind to link up with his goalkeeper Neil Collins. He's given it away to Liam Hayes, coming racing through the centre. In towards David Beggy on the edge of the small square, fed back towards Brian Stafford. There's a man loose, that was Bernard Flynn, but he couldn't get it to him, and instead he's put it wide. Meath's first wide of the match, Down with one wide as well, that from the free kick by Gary Mason earlier on. Harnan takes the free. Taken down nicely. Burns. Brendan Riley going out first time to get it up. It's James McCartan he's got there. The referee says play on, or does he? No, he's whistled back the play for the foul by Mick Lyons. The referee seemed to have allowed an advantage initially. Deadly accurate. 2 points for Meath, 2 points for Down. Martin O'Connell. Dropped in. Gaelic touches it down to Stafford. And the old 1-2. And Stafford gets his second point of the afternoon to restore Meath's advantage. Well, he always is waiting around there, waiting for the break of the ball. That was touched down splendidly, and Stafford did the rest. Mickey Linden coming out for this one. Secure catch, and then he takes a high one to the face from Kevin Foley, I think. Gary Mason plays it down. Greg Blaney coming in, gets by the hard challenge, and the referee whistles and signals that it's going to be a free. But all this while, Mickey Linden is down injured, having made a good secure catch. I think he got an elbow in the face.
Yeah, here we see Mickey Linden getting the ball, but here you see Kevin, very high tackle there. A few of the Meath players have got away with a few high tackles so far, and lucky to get away with those.
So it's going to be a free kick, and Gary Mason has the chance to level up the match. He's Down's only scorer so far. It's 3 points each. Just over 15 minutes gone in the first half. David Beggy. Green, the one who's coming in to make a challenge. Cross towards Brian Stafford. Outmarked, however, and it's Burns who chips it away towards Gary Mason. Kevin Foley there too for Meath. Now Tommy Dowd. Looking up, spotted that the corner forward, Bernard Flynn, had made a run across. A good passage of play by Meath. Liam Hayes kicking very truly, and the team captain has put it over the bar, and Meath go back in front again. Hayes' first point in the game. Gary Mason waiting for the break of the ball, and very suitably it came his way. Peter Whitnell again there. Liam Hayes trying to get it loose. Now Ross Carr, pursued by Martin O'Connell and Colm Coyle. O'Rourke inside to Greg Blaney. Nicely fed forward to Eamon Burns. And Down go in front for the first time in the match. They were behind by 2 points initially, came back, and then they've swapped points with Meath ever since, but this is the first time they've gone in front. Hayes competing with Burns. Beggy. Man free outside him on his right-hand side, one on his left as well as Gaelic. Coyle. Steadying himself for the shot, but it falls short into the arms of Conor Deegan. Deegan out towards Greg Blaney, there against Liam Harnan, breaks down to Colm Coyle. Meath so good at waiting for the breaking ball and expecting it to come their way. O'Connell. Stafford. It's a Meath side working very, very hard for all their scores this afternoon. Under some pressure. It comes down off the post. Back down to the secure hands of DJ Kane. Now John Kelly. Plenty of altitude. Harnan. Probably have too much time to watch that one. It's going to be a free for Down. Greg Blaney wants to take it quickly. Across towards Mickey Linden. Trying to get inside Terry Ferguson. It's with Whitnell. Lyons standing back from him, now putting in the challenge. It reaches James McCartan, and Down lead by 2 points. Well, he's looked the liveliest so far of the inside forward line. He looks as though he could do an awful lot if he gets the right kind of ball. He's got his first point of the afternoon. Liam Hayes reaching up, happy to see PJ Gillick, who was programmed at midfield, but because of Colm O'Rourke's absence has played elsewhere, coming in to take that one. Riley once more. Many frees now in this match. A total of 31 so far. and we're just inside 2 minutes to go to half-time. Conor Deegan, Coyle. Nice control play by the down men. Burns, belting it forward, comes off the chest of Kevin Foley. Greg Blaney going forward with purpose. McCartan has a player outside him if he wants to give it to him. That was Ross Carr, and the referee has whistled, and it's a free to down. Ross Carr got the ball, hit it in, but in any case it's going to be a free. Sean Boylan and Colm O'Rourke. You wonder when they'll decide to introduce Colm. Ross Carr trying to put 4 points between the teams. He's done precisely that with his third point of the afternoon. Down leading by double scores. And the bookmakers all around the country who made them rank outsiders must be having the odd little touch of panic at this stage. Well, Bart Simpson is here in any case. Good kick out by Mickey McQuillan towards Jerry McEntee, having a very fine match indeed. Up towards PJ Gaelic, who started once again at right corner forward. Liam Hay prods it inside towards Bernard Flynn. David Beggy calling for it on his left-hand side, but Flynn has the confidence and composure to kick and strike over the first point of the second half and cut back the deficit now to just 3 points. That's 2 points now for Bernard Flynn. First time back out into the middle. Martin O'Connell down to Greg Blaney. Down motoring well. Barry Breen now, a quick look up on the left boot. Coming down from the clouds towards Peter Whitnell and Mickey Linden. Linden gets there first. There's plenty of support play. Ross Carr there, Barry Breen there as well, and James McCartan. Little chip shot by McCartan, and it's up and it's over the bar. His second point of the day. But he's proving a real handful for anybody who's had to mark him so far. I think he scored 2 points in last year's league final as well, and then it was Kevin Foley who had the task of subduing him on that occasion.
Yeah, we were saying earlier on in the first half how influential Greg Blaney could be, but he won that ball in midfield and brought it forward. Here we see James McCartan getting the ball, taking on the meat defence, and I've seen it all, Joe, when I've seen James McCartan kicking the point with his left foot.
Now John Kelly down, keeping their balance and composure in defence, and a good man-to-man mark-up. All this while Peter Whitnell is down injured. James McCartan again coming across onto this right-hand side. Ross Carr. Carr kicking with the left, and it's gone in. It's a silver point by Ross Carr. Never bent either right or left, was absolutely dead straight, and how about that, a 5-point difference. Taking the free to James McCartan. An exciting player in full flight. Flynn trying to go back and put in a challenge. It's with Mickey Linden. Linden yet to score in this game. Now's his chance. He's put it over. There's a big sign outside a pub which is owned by Mickey Linden's mother and aunties, which says, "Mickey, bring back the Sam Maguire." They're doing the business so far, and Colm O'Rourke is coming in as we watch the reprieve.
Very good score for down here. Again, it was Greg Blaney that won the ball out the field further, who got it through to James McCartan, gave the ball out here to Mickey Linden, and here he shows tremendous pace to get around the two defenders, and then kicks a great point with his left foot. As I say, down and buzzing at the moment, and I see Colm O'Rourke again, so Meath will have the inspiration on the field now if they can lift it.
Colm Coyle is the one who's gone. Colm O'Rourke is in. He's taking up station at the top of the right, his selected position. PJ Gillick will now operate, I'm sure, in and around the 40. Marking Paddy O'Rourke, fouling Paddy O'Rourke. So Meath have had to bring in Colm O'Rourke 8 minutes into the second half. Towards James McCartan. Runs on towards Whitnell. Brendan Riley tries to get back goal side. Comes back again to James McCartan. Challenged by Brendan Riley and Kevin Foley. Fed inside to Greg Blaney. Mickey Linden has got the opportunity, and Barry Breen has got a goal! The midfielder has come deep, and the down fans in Croke Park absolutely erupted bursting into a cauldron of noise. It's a sea of red and black. Hill 16 raising the decibel level. Nearly 9 minutes gone in the second half, Jack.
Yeah, we were saying before the game how confident and cocky these down players are. Peter Whitnell winning the ball, giving it to James, the captain, again, who's causing an awful lot of problems. But here we see Greg Blaney again, the experienced runner, gives the great ball to Mickey Linden, unselfishly gives the ball across the square, and there you have Barry Breen knocking it in. A great goal for Down.
Again, Barry Breen bursting through the centre. On to Eamon Burns, his midfield partner, on to Peter Whitnell, on to Mickey Linden. There's another goal chance here. It's blocked down by a combination of Meath backs, comes out somehow, out to Greg Blaney, 20 metres out, fires it in and puts it over the bar. Blaney's first point, but he's been involved in so many of their good attacks, very much the catalyst, setting up so many chances, and now an 11-point difference. Well, they're delighted over there. Colm O'Rourke has got an opening. They're firing well right now, Meath. Another scoring chance. Outside it comes to Bernard Flynn. Oh, it's stopped at point blank range by Neil Collins, the goalkeeper. That's a brilliant save, and it's going to be a free out. Best save of the match so far. A brilliant piece of goalkeeping by Neil Collins. Brown to David Beggy. Takes it well. Another good run by David Beggy. Setting up Colm O'Rourke. Bernard Flynn, the one who takes the pass. Absolutely straight and absolutely over. 3 points is Bernard Flynn's contribution. Now 7 points the difference. In towards Whitnell once more. Fine catch by Peter Whitnell. 2 goals and a point, his tally in the semi-final. Nothing so far today. Having to live on crumbs virtually as Brendan Riley takes it out. And he floors James McCartan in the process. Free is awarded, however. Tommy Dowd. He's got support inside if he can just get loose here. Brendan McKernan sticking to his man like a leech over. It's into Hayes. There's a goal chance for Meath here. He buries it. The second goal in the match. This time for Meath. Will that resurrect their hopes of yet winning the Sam Maguire Cup? Because now there are just 5 points between the teams.
This is a great Meath goal. Here we saw a great ball on the defence for a quick free by Brendan Riley. Tommy Dowd picked the ball up, shook up, got his free kick, took it quickly into Liam Hayes. And what an inspirational goal from Liam Hayes, the captain of the team. Here he takes his ball well, puts the goalkeeper the wrong way and puts the ball to the corner.
Colin Brown driving it down towards Brian Stafford, gathered by Colm O'Rourke. Matty McCabe is free wide on the left-hand side all this while, but he hits it inside instead to Bernard Flynn. Flynn trying to dodge round defenders. An assured kick, and he's put it over. That's 5 points now in all for Bernard Flynn. 4 points for Brian Stafford. And on the downside, Ross Carr with 5 points and Gary Mason with 4. Only 3 minutes to go. 4 points between the teams, down the leaders, and it's Meath breaking through, and that's gone in, and it's gone over the bar off the boot of Bernard Flynn. Deadly dangerous from such a situation, set up by Tommy Dowd, finished in style. Well, they were looking for a goal. He really buried that one in that time as Dowd set it all up.
Yeah, this is again where we see the difference between the two teams. Meath getting half the chance now in the second half, and they're taking their scores very well.
Meath have possession. They have the free. Harnan the taker. Down suddenly static. Beggy looking for the goal that would level it up. Stopped. The referee says unfairly by DJ Kane it's going to be a free in, and Brian Stafford can put this one over. But now it's Brian Stafford to convert possession into a score. Straight over. He's on 5 points for the afternoon. 116 now to 114. Under pressure. Alan Brown responding well. Mickey Linden trying to belt that ball forward. Brown once again to Terry Ferguson. They tried to engineer a score from somewhere to try and reclaim the prize that they last held in 1988. O'Rourke. And it's all over, and Down have won the All-Ireland. Down maintain a magnificent record. They've never lost an All-Ireland final, and the fans on Hill 16 are enjoying it enormously at the end of a terrific down performance.
The coach of the coach in Oregon, Colonel Sam McGuire of Bolivar, our captain on goal, Paddy O'Rourke.
It's a wonderful moment for Paddy O'Rourke for Down, accepting the Sam Maguire Cup. Down have won the championship.
Down's All-Ireland title, a victory sweet under any circumstance, but in this most exceptional of years in Gaelic football, all the more precious. At the end of the campaign, many counties could look back on a championship of might-have-beens. Dublin, who might have won any of those drawn games against Meath. Mayo, who might have clinched the Connacht title at the first attempt. Kildare, who might have had such a say in the destination of the 1991 All-Ireland title. But in the end, most counties realised that they had at least been part of something very special. I hope you've enjoyed this video, the best of 91 in football.